as I mentioned in my previous video, switching weapons all the time is the best way to output maximum damage in Doom Eternal. This will be primarily for PC users, but as I mentioned in my previous video, link to that will be in the description by the way, you can change the layout on a controller, so definitely look into what you can do if you're on console. There are some tips in this video that I believe can be translated over to controller, so make sure you just stay tuned to find out. So I'm going to just start out by looking at all of my key bindings that I've got set up. So I use a gaming mouse that's got 2 buttons on the sides, and it's also got a left and right clickable scroll wheel as well, which I will talk about a bit later. So yeah, as you can see, I changed a few of my key bindings. In fact, if I just restore everything to default and we can sort of just go through it, it's going to be sort of more like a freestyle video, so just bear with me as I'm kind of new to this sort of thing. So things I change, obviously I leave all of this. Some people do put their dash on a mouse button. It's not really for me because, I mean, sprint and everything like is usually on your left shift anyway, so dash is kind of the same thing, right? The first thing I change is melee and glory kill. I always just have it as F because I just find it just easier. Obviously that's removed it from my switch weapon mod, but we'll get to that later. Chainsaw, I leave it as C. Equipment launcher. Now the equipment launcher I set as G because, you know, it's a grenade. I think left control, it just seems so weird to me to throw grenades in that way. But obviously it's all personal preference. Flame belch, I have it as E. Crucible, I leave that as V. I think it's fine on there. You can obviously change it to like X or Z or something. But I think I use X as like my BFG or something. So switch weapon, weapon will hold. Yeah, you can just go ahead and unbind this because you literally just don't need this. It's so pointless. To be able to put out so much damage and everything, you really don't want to have your weapon wheel bound. So I would just get rid of that and just bind Q to something else. I'll start off with what I use for Q because it's sort of like my home, if you like. But we'll just get to that in a second. We'll just have a look at a switch weapon mod. I use that. Use R for that. And switch equipment, I use my left. I click left on my mouse wheel. It comes up as left alt because that's what it's bound to. I think that you need to have switch equipment on something that you can use at the same time as holding both mouse buttons down. Now the reason for that is because when you're trying to kill some demons in this game that have spirits, you need to be able to freeze everything else around whilst holding down your microwave beam. So that's just one thing to bear in mind. It's definitely advisable to have it so you can both hold both mouse buttons at the same time, change your equipment just in case you've got a grenade equipped and not your ice bomb, and also throw your ice bomb at the same time, as well as like at the same time as holding down your microwave beam. Next weapon and previous weapon, I just unbind these. I'll do that in a second because it's just pointless to have that. You don't want to be scrolling through weapons because it's not what you want to do. You need to be able to be pressing the weapon that you want at the right time. Combat shotgun, I leave that as 1. Heavy cannon, now I have heavy cannon as scroll wheel down. Now the reason for that is because I like to have heavy cannon as scroll wheel down and ballista as scroll wheel up. So I've got like, because I use precision bolt basically all the time, I never use missiles. It's sort of like my big powerful single shot weapons that are on the same key, if you like. Now going back to what I spoke about earlier with the super shotgun, I have that as Q because I just see that as like sort of home, if you like. My super shotgun's just like a default gun, isn't it? Like, you know, you can just click that to go back to, you know, at least do something with it. A good combo that you can get used to is hitting Q, scroll down, use your precision bolt, hitting Q again, scroll up, use your ballista. It's such a good combo to get damage down. If you were to only bind 3 weapons in this after watching this whole video, do these 3 because it's literally just the best thing you can do. It outputs so much damage, and yeah, you'd just be stupid not to. Now plasma rifle, I bind that to one of my 2 mouse buttons that I spoke about earlier. It just happens to be bound as minus, and then rocket launcher is also bound to the other one, which happens to just be equal. Chain gun, I have that as 2, and BFG and Unmaker, I use that as X. I think as far as actual key bindings go and everything, that's pretty much all I change. But yeah, I just thought I'd make a quick video on what I do for my key bindings. I'll just go through some footage and everything just to show you how quickly and efficient you can swap weapons work, you know, when you have them bound, versus having to scroll through them all, because it's just, yeah, it just takes so much time, and you can just be outputting so much damage, especially when you need to kill like spirits and so many things in the DLC. You really need to have your weapons and everything bound. But anyway, enjoy the rest of the footage. Thank you very much for watching this very short video on my key bindings. I hope something has helped you here. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, all that stuff. Be sure to check out my Twitch where I stream every day. It's down below in the description. You know the drill. But yeah, take it easy, guys. Enjoy the gameplay. Peace.
The UAC won't hand over the Seraph